Now, you have spent the last 2 hours trying to decide which one of the two wigs to go with next, Mesmerized or Scene Stealer by Raquel Welch. Well, if that sounds like you, stay tuned because today I will be looking at both of those styles, comparing them side by side, which will hopefully give you just enough information to make the right choice. I would also share with you guys my favorite tool for heat-friendly fibers to keep them frizz-free without sacrificing this beautiful style. I absolutely love Mesmerized by Raquel Welch. This was my first ever wig I've tried from this brand and I fell in love with her immediately. But because she's quite pricey, she's very precious to me, and to be honest with you, I very rarely get to wear her. So I've decided I need a wig with very similar features I love on the Mesmerized, but without the high price tag. Okay, so what do we know about Scene Stealer by Raquel Welch? She is definitely a very long piece. Just like her sister Mesmerized, she comes with sweeping side fringe and lots of gorgeous long layers. Let me give you a spin side by side. This is my right hand side. To keep this video nice and short, I will do a separate color spotlight for this beautiful fiery copper by Raquel Welch. From the top, let's start with the bangs. Scene Stealer measures 9 inches here at the front. It's slightly longer by about an inch compared with Mesmerized. From crown down, she measures 16 inches compared with 15 inches on Mesmerized. Nape measures 16 inches compared with 15 inches on Mesmerized. Overall, this is about an inch longer style. The layers seem to be slightly more bouncy on Scene Stealer. They seem to be clustered together more than Mesmerized. Seem to be a little fuller around the face here and fold just a little bit more than Mesmerized. Both styles have a full monofilament top, allowing you to part the hair on whatever side you prefer, giving you that most natural scalp appearance. However, I feel like on my Scene Stealer, the parting is slightly more dense compared with Mesmerized. It still parts very easy, but if you would like, you can always pluck few hairs just to thin the parting just a little bit. But it's not a big deal. I still feel like it looks super realistic. Both wigs are part of Sheer Indulgence collection, meaning they do have an incredibly beautiful and natural looking lace front. However, Scene Stealer here is not an extended lace. You will notice the transition where the lace meets the rest of the cap is slightly more visible. So if you do wear your hair away from your face at all times, choosing Mesmerized would be your best option because that extended beautiful lace is absolutely undetectable. Both styles are low density, meaning they give you just enough hair to make this look very believable, very natural, without that overwhelming amount of volume most of us are not really used to. There is a very believable amount of density. The ponytail looks very nice, just enough volume. The low density and those layers do allow you to tuck this style behind your ears without any problems. You can quite easily achieve this on both sides. I'm getting incredible coverage on both styles. They land in a perfect spot on both sides. So if you do have any natural bio hair, that would definitely cover that. Both wigs are made with true-to-life, heat-friendly synthetic fiber, which means you'll be able to style both of those wigs the way you like. You can add some curls, you can straighten it, but also you will need to use heat tools to remove any frizzing and tangles, preferably every other wear. Now I really wanted to share with you this tool, guys. This is a electric comb for styling close to the root of hair. It comes with a variable heat option up to 210 degrees Celsius. It is a brilliant tool, really easy to use, allows you to run through the ends very gently, and then that doesn't distort the layers and the direction of the layers. So it's best to do that on a wig block, because then you can work layer by layer and it removes any tangles, any frizziness without any problem. Always use the HD detangler. This one is by Jon Renau. Definitely needs just a little bit on the ends just to protect those fibers. The fibers on Scene Stealer seem to be slightly more coated with silicone. They feel a little bit more waxy and they seem to be a little bit more elastic. When I'm pulling on them, there's a bit more give than mesmerized. In a way, I feel like this is making them slightly more vulnerable to damage. You have to be really careful when brushing Scene Stealer. Mesmerized seems slightly more drier. The hair feels like it brushes out and stays brushed out quicker and longer. Alright guys, so let's talk about the main reasons why Scene Stealer is cheaper than Mesmerized, and that is the cap construction. Scene Stealer is made with an open cap design. Mesmerized is made with a mostly hand-tied cap with some closed wefting at the back. Scene Stealer features memory cap to design, which means there is silicone strip added to the cap, which then conforms to the shape of your head and makes the cap sit on your head really nice and comfortable. The cap is nice and snug, there is no baggage, there is no irritation anywhere, it doesn't feel hot, it doesn't feel scratchy, it is really nice. You'll also notice there is no extended nape on Scene Stealer as opposed to Mesmerized. They both, however, have the Velcro type adjusters for adjusting your circumference. It does feel slightly more generous in size compared with Mesmerized. I feel like the hand-tied cap fits my head a little bit more snug. There is less give and definitely less stretch in the cap, especially in this square section of the hand-tied cap. As I mentioned before, guys, one of the other major differences is that Mesmerized comes with an extended lace front, whereas Scene Stealer just has the temple-to-temple lace. The ear tabs on Scene Stealer have been underknotted as well a little, just to give you that fuller coverage, whereas the extended lace on Mesmerized provides that really beautiful seamless transition into the cap. Now the cap design on the Mesmerized, guys, is the most comfortable cap I have ever tried. The largely hand-tight area is supremely comfortable. It is very light on my head. I can barely feel this wig. There is an increased volume of hair on the top of the crown, giving you that little bump here and providing that beautiful silhouette, especially on my flat head. There is no permatease whatsoever in this cap, meaning it is really nice and sleek. It does not feel scratchy. It is just superb. On my 21.5 inches circumference head, this wig is just perfect. It would suit most petite average heads perfectly. For a slightly larger head, I would perhaps want to check, because there isn't a lot of stretch in this cap, meaning if your head is larger than 22.5 maybe inches in circumference, the ear tabs will most likely come up quite high on you, and you might find this to be a little bit too tight in the circumference. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Do let me know which one appeals to you more, whether it is the most luxurious of wigs like Mesmerized or slightly more affordable Scene Stealer. Do let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.